There's stationary. Stationary is looking good. That's off.
Okay, seatbelt short.
You know where the trim is? Right here, right?
Yeah.
I like to fly with my elbow into my side like this.
Okay.
So that's how I do it.
And then the friction on the...
Here's one, and here's the other right here.
Okay.
So this one, it's just a little spring. And then this one over here, counterclockwise to come off. Here's two thoughts on that. You can put the frictions back on, or you can hold it, or you just hold it. My instructor did this, and I've been holding it with my legs across my legs like this. And I just basically center the pedals and I cross over here.
Oh, okay.
And with a little bit of wind when it gets going, just a touch forward, not all the way forward.
So do you not friction them then? Or you friction a little bit?
If you were a new student that had no experience, I'd take them off before the flight so I didn't have to think about it, and then I'd hold it.
Okay.
But you're never wrong to follow the checklist. Remember, the checklist is not supposed to be a distraction. It's supposed to be a tool. So, like, if you forget an item, that's not helping you. It's not a good tool. I mean, and if in orthodontics, you're in a system. You're very systematic, probably very particular, and always very attention to detail.
So is there over travel spring and this throttle as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Feel it? There it is. Okay. So all the way up, all the way down, and then spring to there. Right around medium friction should be enough to be right where you want it.
Forward.
Friction's on. So just want to make sure we're good here.
Okay.
Let's let this in just a little bit. I don't like anything near the collective. There you go.
Okay.
Very nice. Very fun. Well, how many followers do you have?
Not that many.
Well, it's still fun to do, right? That's pretty fun.
Okay, so
Playing with some. All right, I'll let you work.
Switches are on.
Once you get before startup checklist, I want to show you something.
Okay, circuit breakers are all in, except for the heater. It says. Is this? Oh, this is no. Is this the heater?
Off, this is in.
Is this the circuit breaker?
There is no circuit breaker for heater that I see, not at all. And this always is this in and is this off? Yes.
Okay, that's
so we're good.
All right.
And now there's different models, right? So you may have a checklist for a slightly different model.
Okay. Well, this is supposed to be for the 269C.
Yep.
All right. So idle cutoff. So is this idle cutoff? No.
Yep. All the way in is not. Idle cutoff's all the way back. Yep.
Oh, okay. So idle cutoff is back. Okay. All right. So battery switch on.
So before we start, I want to show you something.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Before you start, you check the status system. Always make I check out this because really, you fly with different students. You check their work. Nothing on the floor, nothing there, nothing in here. Okay, now I'm checking the status. Static system. Okay, got a little bit of wind just moving that. That's fine. I set this already. We're good. Static conditions look good. And now you notice I'm doing a flow, right?
Oh, okay.
And now I want you to pay attention to something. Leave that on because the battery comes on. The flow. I've done this and I've checked the flow with the checklist several times, and I show students, okay, now we turn on the battery, okay, and that's the that right there is our clutch. It's retracting because I tested it, and so it's retracting, so it's on. So now I do the same flow. Okay, that's going to be on, that's on, that's on. Here, this is on, 0, good. I do my pre-check, that's not going to be on, good. I just did my battery check. I do it again. Now this covered everything. Now what am I going to do? All right, I'm going to add fuel, right?
Okay,
so
boost pump on.
Bump on. So
okay, idle cutoff.
1, 3, 4. Fuel's in there. Push it in, let it go into the throttle, open the throttle. It goes, fuel pressure goes in, let it vaporize a little bit, out, and then here. Number one reason this thing doesn't start is because we forgot to turn on the key. And then we turn it on to both and then we can start. But now that's the way I do it. I like the flow and I know that it covers every item in the checklist.
Okay.
But my experience, that my flow is more consistent, it's more practice, and it includes everything. The checklist, I have ability to go over it and miss things. People will see something, go over it, and they'll forget.
Right.
And so that's pretty common. Seeing people try to start it without on, try to take off without the boost pump on, we go here, and now the only starter button is on your... So engine is clear.
Okay, clear.
Just a hair of throttle, so give it just about 1/8 of an inch. Right hand right here. And then we're good, so we're looking right here, and then you can hit the button, and you should, and then you're gonna slide this in nice and smooth.
Okay.
That's a good start. Now we just slowly bring it up. You got a 2-minute warm-up, it's looking good. Just let it settle. Oil pressure's good within 30 seconds. Okay, that light's still on, so that tells us something, right? Yeah, turn that on, look right here. That goes up, that light goes out, we're good. Overlapping, right? And then pull this out and up. Out and up. Good. Now we can talk on our radio. Now we there, it looks all the way in now. Good.
Traffic 79 is clear of runway 01, taxiing to fuel via Alpha Delta past Robles.
Can you hear me?
I have you, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. I like having those cameras and systems set up. It always reminds me of the Robinson crash where there was a female student and the company was saying, no, it's not our helicopter, and then they caught it on video and audio, and then the emergency airworthiness directive came out to chop up all the rotor blades on that first generation. So we're giving it a warm-up. That's what we're doing. Give it a nice little 2-minute warm-up. Get our cylinder head temperature off the bottom, get it warmed up. 2 minutes does really well. Good. And so now we can get our ATIS, so flip-flop those. Here.
2012 Zulu. Wind 310 at 14. Peak gusts 20.
Oh, perfect.
Visibility 10.
I'll make it work a little bit.
Sky condition clear. Temperature 17 Celsius. 2.02 Celsius. Altimeter 29090. Remarks. Density altitude 1,300.
Not bad. All right, so now that our engine's warming up, pretty happy. We got a good 2-minute warm up. What we're going to do is engage the rotor.
Okay.
Now the way these rotors engage, we keep it in the green, and we're going to increase the clutch. There's 2 clicks.
Right.
And now I know it takes about 15 seconds. Make sure no babies are walking around. There's good. We're going to go 2 clips up, about 15 seconds. So go ahead and bring it all the way up. There, and in about 15 seconds, you're looking at the rotor blade. I like to look here. Every Schweizer's a little different. Some go faster than slower with these clutches. So there's about 10 seconds. Okay, now you're going to wait for a 1-foot movement, then bring it into the middle. And it should be moving about it right now. There, go to the middle. If you just leave it up, then what's going to happen is it just drags it, it just drags the motor down. You can increase a little bit of throttle just to keep it up there. And now it says what, 100 RPM drop? So we'll click, click, and I'm bringing them up. I'm making sure the RPM is closer to 15. Just up and down. No. In the middle. Remember? Click, click.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you went click and left it. But it was okay. I've had one student do it, leave it up, and I didn't catch it, and he pulled the engine down and shut it down. had to restart the engine.
Oh, okay, so just wait for it to stabilize.
And it's a little harder on it, right? So we want to do it. So now
click up again?
All the way up. Yeah, they're together. They're in the green all the way up.
Oh, I see, with the rotor.
Yep, so together, all the way up. And wait for the guard to go out.
Oh.
Light. If light doesn't go on, we're not flying. If it go, okay, now guard up. Okay, we're done with that. Now we can move on to the next step. Okay. All right, so what's next?
Engagement from. Okay, once it's then, we're going to go up to 2,000.
Yep, 15 inches of manifold pressure.
Oh,
yeah.
15 inches.
Yeah. So collective friction's off. Here's where you get to see the correlator. We got to put it under a load. You got the collective friction. We'll roll it forward. So take your collective friction, bring it forward, and then just slowly. Yep, the little red knob comes forward, and then just slowly raise it. You got the friction off.
Oh, raise the collective to get
now we got to raise it, yeah, because you got to. And look at the correlator, kind of does it for us, right?
Oh, okay.
Almost perfectly, almost. Now I don't want you chasing numbers, right? But I want you to put a load under the engine, right? So we're kind of working and we're playing with it. We're trying to get it there. One book says 14, one says 15. Okay, now check your mags.
All right.
But click. I always go 2 to the left, do the right mag first.
Okay.
Good, and then on both. And then go to left. Good. On both, that's good.
Both.
Now we're going to check the spread clutch, right? So roll it off and down. So off and down. And now we got separation. The engine doesn't quit. The engine quits, we're not flying because we can't practice auto rotations, right? The engine's going to quit on us, right? So then we're in the green. It didn't quit. Collective friction back on.
Collective friction back on.
Yep. Go ahead. What's your thought? Question?
No, that's fine. You just wait for them to join up again.
Yeah, that's all. So our collective friction's good. We're good there. Now, the before flight, we just tested our magnetos. Those are good. The spread clutch is good. Now we just got to do a test to make sure that
maneuvering north 31 east of
we're ready for flight. Now, this is where the flow is incorporated with your checklist before flight. I like the flow. I like to look at the compass, make sure I know where northwest, southwest, east is, right? Know where I'm going, look where the wind's going. I'm going to check my caution warning lights there out. I already checked that the lights work. Those are good. That's set. Here's good. Our volumes are good. Squelches. We got good volume. We hear everybody. 1200. That's off. That's off. These are all in. Boost pumps on below 450 feet.
Okay.
That's up. Lights out. That's up. That's down. Master's on. We're on both. Good check here. Okay. So that's one. Now, I have covered everything that you will see on that thing.
Okay.
But I want you to challenge me and do it and see if you can make a better way of it. That's the thing, is we help make it better, overlapping effort. Now, so that's what you get to do later. You go, okay, do we cover everything? Yeah. Now, before flying, I want you to, this is easy. The rotor RPMs, we're not in flight. Is the rotor, we're flight idle, right?
Right.
So the RPMs are down. It's easy now. Caution warning lights are out. Good. Fuel is good. Engine is good. Wow, wind. All right, we got wind out of here, gusting a little bit. All right, wind, traffic, got a couple aircraft running around, it looks like. Wind, traffic, power. Now, power, if you remember, you probably had to look at power, right? So we're running around 2,000, sea level to 2,800. I think density altitude is closer to like 11 or something.
Okay.
And usually it's about the same. Check your temperature, right on 60 to 70, so we're closer to 60, but we always go on the higher value, right? So we're closer to about 25.6. That's our manifold pressure limit.
Okay, 25.6.
Yeah, now we're not test pilots, so we're just going to be on the safe side, right? So 25.6.
Let's say 25.
But we're going to estimate, right? We're going to estimate what I'll normally leave. We got wind coming off our right. We don't know what the buildings are doing to the wind.
Right.
So, okay, so when we bring up power, we just checked every risk your examiner is going to ask you. Caution warning lights are good, fuel, engine instruments, wind, traffic, power, and then obstacles, the last thing. And then you're, okay, I'm ready to fly. Are you ready to fly?
All right.
Make sure our frictions are off. That's good. All right. And then when you're ready, go ahead and roll the RPMs up. Now, with you just hit the buttons. How did you get on R22 from flight idle to, did you roll it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so, or you just lifting the collective then?
Now, wait till 25. Right around 25, you can start lifting the collective and correlator. Remember, predict your pedal, little left pedal, right? Because you got to predict pedal. So you're bringing up your RPMs. That's looking good. Caution warning lights, fuel, engine instruments, wind, traffic, power. We got the helicopter on the left. RPMs are coming up. Right around there in this helicopter, I know you start raising the collective. Look at that. RPMs kind of find their way in. And right around 23 inches, I think, will be off the ground. Because now you a little more left pedal, and I'm going to help you out just to get away from these guys. 21. I think it's the wind, right? So I'm moving us away from aircraft. Now we know we got a little bit of wind, but because of all these obstructions, I don't think it's going to be too challenging.
All right.
And what's going to be off our right tail, right? So I'm helping you out. Close, get you over here. Paso Robles traffic, helicopter 3, Charlie Papa with the northwest ramp, hover taxi over practice pads. West of 1, runways, Paso Robles. All right, so now just kind of follow the line. See, I like to keep the RPMs right around there.
North of 31 east of runway 1,000 and below.
Just see how you're feeling the aircraft. And now, this is a trim-heavy aircraft. That means you trim it a lot.
Oh.
And so I fly with my thumb, elbow in here, and I fly like this so I can trim the aircraft. So we got a little bit of a tailwind, so we're going to be very aware of this if it's gusting. And there may be a limit, so we're just going to be really nice and slow. Worst case scenario, we fly it sideways, right?
Right.
But I think we're going to be fine. But we're not going to, if the faster we go on a hover with a tailwind, the worse chance we have of really screwing up. And we don't like screwing up, do we, Rick?
No, we don't.
There we go. I like it. I sure love these little helicopters, though. Gotta admit, it's fun. All right, see, you're gonna, don't go any faster this. You got the cyclic.
All right, have a cyclic.
Keep working us over there. That's nice and slow. Biggest thing right now is your pedals, right? You got to keep them steady. Well, I don't know about you and the wind and how you, but I teach it balance pressure. Because if you don't balance your pedal pressure, that's when the tail starts doing this.
All right.
And if you were predicting right now, you'd get weather vaning, right? Weathercock?
Right.
So we'll just go over here to the practice pads, and then we'll go into the wind. I think you're going to find this flight's going to go pretty quick. See how you pitch forward? You raise that disc, the wind's going to kid underneath it.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you keep it a little more level. And if this is really pushing you around, you just come down a little bit. You'd be like, all right, I'm going to come down. All that ground effect's helping your performance, right?
Right.
So that's a good thing. And now look, you even feel that performance improvement?
Right.
Yep. Yeah, that's nice. Just keep walking us over there. We're in the aviation weight loss training program. That's where you get in a bubble and you heat up and you sweat a lot. How many times has that happened? My daughter's favorite flower. I don't think she knows. I think she just likes purple flowers. Because those aren't lupin. I don't think. So we got a little bit of a ditch. We'll probably just go over the top of it just to make sure we get over it. So, oh, my engines are looking good. Working over our little ditch. Trash is an obstacle, isn't it?
What's that?
Trash is an obstacle, so
yes,
pay attention to that. Because we had some trash there. I just want you to be aware of that because now you're trying to start to crab. So let's go over to one of these practice pads. Mark, are you on the radio, airport manager?
Are you going to turn into the wind then?
Yeah, you are. It's kind of weather vaning, but head on over that one. Head on over that one. Now look. Yeah, Mark, if that's you, it's low volume. I wonder if we can get the practice pads mode when you get a chance. So just working now. Remember, every pickup and set down is 2 steps, right?
Right.
One is you got to bring it down until you feel the skids, and then slowly bring it down. So let's do that. Let's point into the wind. That's looking good. So go ahead and bring it down. And then I want you to just feel the skids, and then slowly ease it down, ever so softly, like I got about a broken back. And I want it so gentle that I don't even feel it. This is where you know how good the instructors, because they're so, or not the instructors, see how it bumped a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's try to smooth that out a little bit.
All right.
Go ahead and bring it up. Same thing with the pickup, 2 stages. Let it get soft, softer, soft. Now pause, now bring it up. And the whole reason, if you're doing a slope landing, you got to bring it up, right?
All right.
And now remember what I said about the collective, or the throttle. Now remember what, now watch the RPM. I'm going to increase a little bit, and then I'm going to decrease a little bit. Look how much that makes a difference.
Oh, yeah, on the torque.
That's a big difference, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the better you are at controlling your rotor RPM, the less you have to deal with torque changes. You got enough to deal with. Pilots are lazy and we're not very smart. So because of that, I want you to make sure you make it easier on yourself by keeping it where it's easier. You don't want to add variables. Don't add the throttle. Just keep it where it's at. So if you're not holding, what I do is if you look here at my hand,
yeah.
I'm grabbing here, right?
Oh.
So if I grab here, I'm able to guide my hand on my throttle a little better. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go point over to where we came. Point it over to the Jet Rangers. And then hold your hover and see how it feels. Point to the Jet Rangers. A little more to the right. Let's go about 5 more degrees. And now we should be getting main rotor disc interference, right?
Right.
Not too bad. Now hold it for a couple seconds. Hold your hover.
Helicopter crossing runway 19 threshold from east to west at 1,000 passenger.
All right, so now let's go ahead and point to that little tank over that water tank. Then we get our tail rotor vortex ring state. So just go over there and point to the water tank. Just hold your hover, bring it over to the right. Keep working over balance pressure. I like it. You are going to the right, but you're taking your time. You're taking your time. You know, you go to the left if ever you have any questions. Now feel this. You feel that a little more, don't you?
Right.
Yeah, so now you see the tail rotor vortex ring state. This helicopter feels it. The Bell 47, from my experience, the main rotor disc interference, that was more strong than tail rotor, from my experience. All right, so you're feeling that. You're feeling it out. Good. Now let's do a 90 degrees to the right. We're going to point over to the signs here. Just nice and smooth and controlled.
Clear of all runways, Paso.
Keep coming to the right ever so gently. Good, good, good. Nice. And you're like, oh man, you're going to get weather vane here coming up pretty soon. Almost there. There's weather vane. Now just hold you over. You know it's a little harder because you're higher, so bring it back down. And then put us back over the square. Okay, back us up, back us up, back us up. And a little bit to the right, about 2 feet. And then just hold this and feel what it feels like. You got to balance your pedals, don't you?
Yeah.
And keep your RPMs where they're happy. There you go. Nice. A little more challenging, right?
Yeah.
And you're a pilot, so you're not very smart. But you know you don't want to have to make it hard on yourself because we're more lazy. So this is a lot more work, so they don't like that, right? Now, you always make left pedal turns, right? Because you got power pedal and torque will bring you around, and you don't want to exceed that. So let's go ahead and keep coming to the left and bring us back into the wind. Nice, slow control. There you go. There's your tail rotor vortex ring state, and you keep coming around. And you're into the wind again. Well, that just got easy. Talk about the easy button.
Yeah.
Ha ha. All right. What'd you think about that?
That's good.
You want to do some more of that? Now let's do a little bit of a pattern. And what we're going to do is you got these 2 pads, and I'll just show you here. We're going to do a figure 8 around these pads, and we're going to do them ever so slowly. So start heading to that pad. So you're going to go straight to that second pad. And then you're going to do right with the nose in the ring, nice and slow and controlled, right? Your goal here is to learn the aircraft and how it feels, all maneuver, all different phases of wind, right? So slowly walking in, and then without stopping, you're going to smoothly transition into a right, nose in the ring. Oh, so now start slowing down. Now slide to the right all the way around. Keep this distance from the middle of that without, not in a hurry. And then this is nose in the ring hovering practice. This is going to teach you, get you a feel for how the helicopter feels with all these different winds, right?
Right.
You're like, this ain't so bad. Well, it's pretty much nose on, right? And this is a Volkswagen, right? This is like a Volkswagen. Everything's manual steering. A Jet Ranger, you got hydraulic controls. They make it easier, right? So keep working. Now you got to start pushing that tail in, right? This is where it's going to get a little harder. You got to have strength in the arms, right? So you got to keep working it. You got to make the helicopter do what you want without exceeding its, capabilities and limitation. Look at all that pedal. Look at all that pedal. Pedal, pedal, pedal. There you go. Keep working it, working it, working it. This is where it's getting harder. Now you're going to feel that arm come back, right? This is where the biceps come in. And you're going to start holding it. Keep the nose in. Nice hovering. Yeah, you're a good pilot, Rick.
Thanks.
And now slowly transition into the middle of the next pad, and we'll go the other direction. Smoothly transition, very smooth, nice. Keep working us forward. There you go, without exceeding. Now go into the middle. Get center line, go in the middle. This is one of the patterns that I like doing because it makes you maneuver the aircraft in all the wind conditions, going both a straight in and then sweep. So let's go back over here. I'm going to help you. Go straight in until we're about this, and now go to the left. And then see if you can figure out, where it's going to get harder. So you're like, nose in the ring, that's good. You're like, oh, my RPM's a little higher. Good, nose in the ring, not to the right. Be hard on yourself. You want to be as exact as you can, just like you know. Now you know it's going to get a little harder because you got to push that tail through the wind. Now you got to balance the pressure because you got to control it, right?
All right.
Good, 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 good. Keep working, keep working. Good, good. This is where the work comes in. Keep working. There you go. Keep working. Slow it down. This is where you want to be slow and controlled. Because You could go in, you say you flew in here in your Schweizer, and you're like, this is where this tail rotor weather vane, right? Slow this part down, there you go. And this is, now when you get to here, you're going to be slow it down. Now pivot into the other one. We'll do one more just so you get a good experience. And then slow this part down, and then just slowly walk us to the other pad, and we'll do it one more time.
All right.
Straight in, you got a tailwind, so don't go too fast. So now as you go in, then sweep to the right again. So you could go to lunch, come out, and your helicopter now has a strong tailwind. Say you landed, you went to lunch or something, and we're going to go to the right this time. And now you got a tailwind. Well, you should know if you need to figure something out, wait, if the wind's too strong for your experience, or if you're competent enough to take the aircraft and then pick it up and then move it into the wind. So this is helping build you that confidence and experience, right? Murphy's Law. Or it's just variables, you know. Aviation's all about variables. On a perfect calm day, wow. Nothing's perfect, but it's a good goal because it builds excellence. Keep the nose in the ring, keep the nose in the ring. Don't be the passenger in your own aircraft. All those sayings that every instructor seems to use repeatedly, right? Keep coming around, bring it at 90. This is where you're working. Good. Now keep slowly transition to the right into the next pad. Okay, there's your weather veining. There you go. Bring it straight in there. And this should have no tail rotor effective loss, right? It's still pushing you around. What do you think so far?
Feels like the tail rotor authority is not as strong as
Really?
the
Okay.
R22.
Okay. Arnold's got a lot of. I got no
go
time.
the other way?
No, that way. You're going the right way. We're just going to finish this out. It's easier. Got the Lakota over there, 145. And they got a Lakota. I think it's Lakota. H145. Keep pushing it back. Paso, Robles, Shannon, helicopter 3, Charlie Papa. We're at the practice pad. Doing some maneuvers. Paso, west of all runways. And keep it. I like how smooth, how precise you're working on, and I also like that you're not rushing. That's the one thing you notice is people think they're going faster than they need to. See, this is where you're working. Yeah, you're working, but you're fighting, right? You didn't let it in. You're still working. See, that's another thing is you're like, okay, you're working, but you're not letting it get away from you. Great. Great. All right, let's go over to the pad and let's do some patterns. So you can depart from here. Caution warning lights are out. Fuel is good. Engine instruments are all good. Wind is good. Wind, traffic. I don't see anybody on the box. Wind, traffic, power is looking good. And we'll depart to the north. So the radio call goes like this. Paso, Robles, Charlie, hook up for 3, Charlie, pop up, practice pad 1, departing to the north, left close traffic west of all runways, Paso, Robles. All right, so I get the radio call. A caution warning lights, fuel, engine instruments, wind, traffic, and power. So we're ready to go when you are. So just nice, smooth. You remember the height velocity diagram. Work your way through ETL first. Don't add any collective. Ease forward, ease forward, ease forward, ease forward, ease forward. You got to get through it. There you go. There, that's going to feel right. Now you're looking for now look to get to 60. There you go. And we'll go between the tree and the Connex box. A little more right pedal should get us there. There you go. And you got your airspeed. Look at that. Nice. Nicely done, right? Nicely done, yep. And then we'll pitch back to 60, 65 on climb out. And I'm checking on runway 31, 31. I don't see anybody. Just make sure you're 60 on the inside number, miles per hour. There you go, coming up on 1,100, and we can do a crosswind. And you can follow the road as far as crosswind.
All right.
And keep your climb coming. So we'll do hold 60, 65. Of course, you're going to have to crab now, right? If you don't, you're going to be going blowing off course.
Skyline 91508 at the terminal, going to taxi.
So now you can feel the aircraft go blowing down. So just point it that way, and then you got to crab.
The threshold of one. Paso Robles traffic.
A beautiful day to fly.
Oh, it is.
There. Thanks much.
Paso, Cessna 8267 Lima, taxiing Echo Foxtrot 31 run out, Paso.
And right around this little beautiful farmhouse. You'll be able to. We're at our altitude, so you can hold your pit collective input, and just ease forward to a level pitch, and then you can turn downwind.
All right.
Paso Robles, traffic helicopter 3 Charlie Papa, turning left downwind to the main helipad west of our runways, Paso Robles. I'm doing the comms for you. If you want to do more comms, you can. It's, all right, I'll give you as much as you like, but I also want you to just concentrate on what you're doing, and you're doing great. So, yep, yeah, you're a good pilot. That's fun. Flying sure is fun. Notice the little climb. Notice it early, and then you don't have to worry about it. Look in a beam, check your landing site and your taxiways and runways. Taxiways and runways.
All right, so there's going on the taxiway.
So, okay, we'll keep an eye on them. So now, this is where you're going to go and you're going to turn base.
There's a helicopter below.
Is it? Where is it at?
Turn to 1 o'clock on the below us.
Okay, got them. Yeah, they're doing practices. All right, so now we're going to turn base. Usually extend your downwind. Notice how you got you're going right to left.
Yeah.
That's because the wind's blowing you. All right, so now what we do is just let's turn base. We lower that collective. Then we want 300 feet. We want to be at 300 feet. Then we want to be at 1,100 on final. So let's keep coming around. Paso Robles, Charlie Helicopter 3 Charlie Papa. We're going to be based final from the south to the main helipad, and we'll go west of our runways, Paso Robles. So because of 1-9, now nobody's on it, but we're going to line up this thing, a little dogleg-ish at Paso Robles, and we want 300 feet and 60. Wind's going to help us here. So we're looking at our 60, and then we're just hold our collective, and then we're going to hold our power and our altitude and airspeed until we're on a 10-degree glide path. And you tell me when you think that is. And we're almost 10 degrees. At 60, there's our airspeed, and this is the easy button. Remember, pilots are lazy. Push the easy button. This is a nice stabilized approach. So do you think this is about 10 degrees?
Traffic, Skyline 91508, cross.
Yeah, pretty much.
About here.
All right, so lower the, just a lower, let's slow it down to about 50 miles per hour or 40 knots. Put it right in that area. Okay, once we're here, eyes outside, take me to the H.
All right.
Now notice you haven't been using a lot of throttle, you've just been guarding it.
You're right.
And I'm guarding it too, right? So notice how we're dipping dull our angle. So it just a little collective. Collective is your angle. Airspeed is with cyclic, and we got wind. If it feels like we're going slow, that's because we're up in the air, but anybody on the ground would think you're going pretty fast. Paso Robles, we tend to go across the grass, not over those airplanes, and then we'll go in. So we're going to go this way and then in.
All right.
And that's a little dog leg to be nice to airplanes. Now we crab to about 100 to 50 feet, 50 to 100 feet, then we straighten it out and do our crosswind approach.
All right.
Two different books. Once at 50 feet, you crab all the way to 50 feet, and then you straighten it out. Look at that wind on the grass. That's beautiful. So, and then one book said 100 feet. And I don't remember which one. I just remember the two numbers.
Are we going to the practice pad or the main pad?
Yeah, let's go to the main helipad. Let's at least get 3 in, yeah. If we get 3 in, then you're current.
Traffic CHP helicopter.
So just keep her going in. Keep her going in. See now how you're pitching back? That's your airspeed. Keep walking us in. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Start to dip down. Your angle's kind of getting shallow. There you go. Keep walking us in. Don't hover out here. You're looking good. Keep working us in. That's what Charlie Helicopter 3 Charlie Papa. We're just coming over the helipad. Got the 145 off our left. And we're going to do a stop and go to the north. Left close traffic Paso. Caution warning, that's good. Fuel's good. Engine instruments good. Wind has not changed. Wind traffic power. Lakota, got to keep an eye on them. Overlapping effort. That's why we talk to them. They talk to us. All right, good. Nice. Nice. Oh, very nice and smooth. I know you want to touch down, huh? Remember what I said about bias the toes? I'm going to show you. I'm just going to, I can bias the toes, and then I can pick it up.
Oh, okay.
See, if I come down, I can also do the same. There's my toes. I can ease it forward onto the toes. So in this, you go forward and left a little bit in a Schweizer. So as you come down, you'll feel you bring it down, you bring it down, you bring it down, you bring it down. And then with no wind, you go forward and left a little bit. All right, so we're ready to go. If you are, caution, 1 LH fuel, engine instruments are looking good. And I'm ready, and I made the call, so you're good.
All right.
Get through ETL, get through ETL. Ease it forward, we're on the go. Your right pedal's already in there. Now you're down on the airspeed. Get your 60. 50 and 50 is about the right. This is where you are. Now you can pitch back to 60 and hold it. Now we'll keep our climb. Hold your power. Good. Now we got to 50, so pitch forward to get your 60 on departure.
We're going to come right next to you and do our run-up also.
Don't see anybody on 1 and 2. I have to tell you, these Stratuses sure make a difference on seeing everybody.
Oh, yeah.
1,100, you're turning left crosswind, looks nice. Now it's crab, so we didn't get a nice, beautiful, predictable pattern.
We'll be doing left crosswind.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Good. Let's let's leave 3 patterns in, and then we'll introduce you to some other stuff.
All right.
Like a steep approach,
All right.
and then some shallow approaches with a run-on landing. And there's our 1,300, 500 feet AGL, so pitch forward. Hold the same power. Nice. Yeah, look at that. Your crosswind's already looking better. Your crab.
548 Delta Sierra, Diamond Star. We'll taxi from the terminal on Alpha. Echo, Foxtrot to the run-up area for departure 31. Paso ground.
And downwind's good. Good here. Let's correct our altitude. You can do it with pitch. So we'll try to helicopter for each other. Papa, turn left downwind to the main helipad west of our runways past Robles.
How do you tell if you're in trim? There's no trim string, there's no ball, but
well,
feel
there's
it.
a couple things. One thing is
you just feel
you
it.
can feel it. Yeah, I can feel it because I got a ton of wind on my shoulder.
Yeah.
When the doors are off, which is great, but you can kind of feel it. You've already done great. You can feel it, so you have a natural touch, or an experienced touch, we should say. So it's looking really good.
Crosswind for runway 31. We have the helicopter inside. It's going to be a left downwind departure.
So right, now see, this is where, if I was with a new student, I'd point you out here, and I'd extend your downwind.
Oh, okay.
But since you're not, this is really cool. Free, you can go in there free, take your kids to watch hunters and jumpers. Beautiful little horse arena. And then so let's lower the collective, and let's start coming down to 1,100, which is 300 feet above ground level, and 60 on the airspeed.
32 at the helipad. Departing 31, we'll be departing behind the Setdown.
And then just hold this. We're not going to overshoot, so square your turn with a crab angle. There you go. Don't slow down here. And now you can go to the intersection. And Paso Robles traffic, helicopter 3 Charlie Papa. We're final from the south to the main helipad. We'll be west of our runways when we get the departing helicopter inside Paso Robles. So let's make sure we get our airspeed and our altitude correct, which is pretty close. Our air altitude's pretty good. We don't need to slow down too much. That's pretty close, 60 miles per hour. Now hold this easy button until you get on your angle. You tell me when it is.
All right.
You show me your 10 degrees angle, and we'll, really nice. Right around, what do you think, about there?
All right, yeah.
All right, slow down level. Ease back on the cyclic, and then just, okay, airspeed's right where we want it. Eyes outside, take us to the H. And we're not going to fly over him, so we'll be behind him. That's looking good. And then we'll go behind him, and then we'll straight in.
All right.
Perfect. Beautiful, Rick. Now see how it's kind of becoming steep? Notice that a little bit? There
Yeah.
you go. Lowered the collective. Exactly the right thing to do. You're coming straight in. You're correcting. I like that. I like it a lot. Looking good. And now you're going to go straight in.
That's little traffic. Bonanza 4 by
This is looking like a nice 10-degree angle to me.
We're going to break off.
Nice and smooth.
Overfly the field for left downwind.
Keep bringing it
21.
in.
Paso Robles.
Your performance is all predictable, right? You feel the wind a little bit, but not much.
Crossing runway 0119er.
Everybody's going to 3-1. This is looking like a good approach right here. Nice. Now just bring us in nice and smooth. We got wind on us. You're straight in. That's really nice. We're going to hover early? Probably not. Keep working us in. That Taylor craft over there? I think that's Taylor craft. Liscombe? You like airplanes too? I'd like anything.
I think I want to do that. Do you have a fixed wing also?
I do. Yeah. Kendall Pearson, Air Paso. Air Paso Flight Services is pretty good. They got a lot of
He's got a different kind of plan. He's got mostly senior instructors, which is pretty cool. It's just fun. Of course, you're good enough. Let's get over a little more. Put the H right in between our seats. You're too good to hover way back there. There we go.
On a 2.5 mile final.
Gosh,
1-9. We're going to break off.
And
circle left.
All right, you ready for a steep approach?
All right.
All right, steep approach. You know the FA is just 5 shallow, 10 normal, and then 15 is steep, right?
All right.
So let's see what your 15 looks like. We do the setup the same way.
All right.
I mean, the 60 and 300 feet the same way. The shallow will feel a little different, but we'll do that after you. Picks up. Go ahead, picks up. Nice and smooth. Gosh, warning lights, fuel, engine instruments, good, wind, traffic, and power. Now you can squeeze. When you think RPMs, think of squeeze and then up and down.
Departure to the north. Robles.
That's Robles Charlie, helicopter 3, Charlie Papa at the main helipad. Departing the north with the left closed traffic, west of runways. Paso, look for departing traffic 31. All right, I did the pre-check, I made the calls, I'm looking for a guy. I'm ready when you are.
All right.
Don't add power, we're using performance on departure, not power. Nice smooth transition through, that was nice. He's through, there you go, hold power, there you go. Now you're looking for your 60, looking good there, there's your 60, pitch back in. Just a hair. I'm looking for our traffic on 3-1. He's on the rule, but he's slow. So we're going to beat him on a crosswind. That guy's low. You got to watch these traffic sometimes because we're at 500, and if those guys are not at 1,000, they tend to be lower. That guy was like 800. And he's no transponder. Oh, wait a minute. He's showing, 200 feet above us on downwind. So trust but verify, right? Don't trust every student out there. Don't trust every pilot. We're all doing a good job at overlapping effort.
South 3,600, departing to the south, final call, Paso Robles.
Keep working your up to pattern altitude. Yeah, he is. That's pretty low. He's down at 1,300 feet.
Bonanza 4 Bravo Kilo, turning left base, 3-1, Paso.
Why are you at 700 feet, 35? Why are you at 500 feet? On downwind. Yeah. See, those are the questions you're asking, but now we're at 14, right? Let's get back to 13. There you go. Now we can do downwind. Paso Robles Charlie, helicopter 3, Charlie Pop. We're turning left downwind to the main helipad. We'll be west of our runway, Paso. And we're flying patterns at 1,300.
And Paso Robles traffic, Bonanza 4 Bravo Kilo, final 3-1, Paso Robles.
What are you doing? We're looking. Yeah. Looking good, looking good. So this will be a steep approach.
All right.
So do everything the same except for wait a little longer until you get your steep approach.
All right.
Paso Robles traffic, Skyline 91508, departing to pattern to the north on the upwind, last call.
Down a little bit, but that's all right. We're correcting. Yeah, this is about right. This is looking pretty solid. Pretty amazing. This horse trainers. Notice your airspeed came down, so let's get it back to where it's 60 at least. So we don't really slow down until we now. We don't have to mess with the airspeed. The lower the collective start coming down.
We
don't mess with those.
Traffic. Paso.
Keep coming around because we're not quite squared where the wind's pushing us. We're going to correct. Don't pitch back too much or slow down. Now you're on final, and we're almost to 300, so you got Paso Robles traffic, helicopter 3, Charlie Pop. Final from the south to the main helipad, west of all runway, Paso Robles. So now we just got to make the easy button, right? Let's get our 1,100, 300 feet AGL, and our 60. So notice how we're climbing. So let's lower that collective, get it.
Bonanza 4 Bravo Kilo, 3-1,
You can kind of aim for the taxiway alpha and then go in. That big long taxiway, parallel 19 is alpha taxiway.
All right.
All right, so now just try to perfect it, you know. Remember, perfection's a goal to help with excellence. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Nothing's perfect. That's what gives guys like me a job. Right? Okay, now you're just waiting for the steep angle. That's all you're doing. You're waiting. We'll aim this way a little more. It gives us there, gives us room. Don't climb. And what did you think 15 is? Right about there.
All right.
All right, level slow down, level slow down, level slow down. Slow down, and then just baby it in. Not just baby it in. What is our biggest risk?
Vortex ring state.
Yep. So don't go into it. First go this way and then in. And the other thing, remember, this is all practice for offside landing. So right now you're evaluating the wind because you're not going to have a windsock. So you got to feel the aircraft. You got to look for clues. Right now we got a beautiful clue with the grass, but now it's not how you make it steeper. So you got to feel the aircraft. You got to feel the aircraft. You got to look for obstacles. What's the one obstacle that's going to get you the most?
Windsock.
Wires.
Oh, wires.
Yeah. So move, straighten it in, and just keep it moving under now. Everything is nice, smooth, slow, and distinct. Because you're going off-site. You're not going to have all the normal clues you have. It's not a controlled environment.
That's the traffic, Diamond.
And I would keep it nice and controlled. There you go.
3-1.
And be prepared for a go-around, right? You're like, okay, if this doesn't work, can I go that way? No, I may have to turn around. What if you're going into a canyon? Do you see that Huey that got LTE going into that ridge? I'll send that to you. That's a great video. Those guys scared the hell out of themselves. They had to. Keep your collective, and I want to show you something. Keep coming. I'm going to show you, and then she's going to just settle. So you're bringing her in, you're bringing her in, you're bringing her in, and you're going to, not yet, and then you're just going to ease back, wait for it. Okay, now ease back. And she just settles down. Watch. She just settles down on her own. See, she just kind of drops into the pocket. Isn't that kind of cool?
That's cool.
I like that. I always thought that was the coolest thing when I saw it. Touch skids if you like. All right, so now we've got a lot of just regular lines. Do some autos.
Paso traffic, Cessna.
So we'll depart here, and we're going to do autos to
downwind for
Foxtrot.
runway 31.
We got to watch for low because we do them from 1,500 feet. And we're just going to do them nice and easy. So go ahead and pick us up. Crash warning lights, fuel, engine instruments, wind, traffic on 3-1, and power. Probably about 22. Robles traffic, helicopter 3 tail up to our heart in the main helipad. To the north, left closed traffic will be west of all runways past Robles. Alright, when you're ready, I'm ready. Nice smooth transition through ETL. Transition through ETL, transition. Keep going. Oh, that was beautiful. Man, you know what? You're trying to master, the students mastering what you just showed. Very nicely done. Get your 60 and then climb out. And good job with your throttle. Throttle wasn't so bad, is it?
No, it's not that bad. It doesn't need that much.
Not much. Now, the funny thing is the Bell 47 feels even tinier. This little range right here feels even tinier. I'm looking on 3-1. I don't see anybody on 3-1. And nobody's on TCAD. And, yeah, looking good. This time we're going to climb to 1,500.
Paso traffic, Cessna 5 Foxtrot Romeo, turning left base for runway 31, Paso.
Alright, so good. Do a nice normal. We'll climb to 1,500 feet this time. And we'll see how many we get in.
Alright.
Paso traffic, Cessna 5 Foxtrot Romeo, turning final for runway 31, Paso.
And downwind, right around here. We can do a little earlier down. Same way. Paso Robles traffic, helicopter 3, Charlie Papa, turn on the left, downwind to, we'll do it to taxiway Alpha, parallel 19, west of all runways, Paso Robles. Now hold your 1,500. Now the wind's going to help us, right? It'll help, should make it nice and smooth. And because we're doing auto rotations, we should be able to turn a little bit earlier. Because we don't have to descend, right?
Right.
So right around, I don't know, I'm going to guess between the one line, I split the rear bottom screen right there, and I think that's going to, I'm going to guess. We're going to see because we got pretty good wind.
All right.
And we'll go to taxiway Alpha at Echo, which is on this side, the first intersection before we turn.
All right.
The furthest southern. So go ahead. Paso Robles traffic, helicopter 3, Charlie Papa. We're going to be left base to final to the Alpha taxiway parallel 19 from the south, and we're west of our runways, Paso Robles. Okay, remember, we're not in a hurry. We're just going to smoothly enter. We're not going to be rushing anything. That aircraft is taxiing over to a different runway, it looks like, which is, we'll do a crosswind. No pilot's command. Because we have a little wind, we're going to adjust this way.
Go around on runway 31 and close left traffic.
They're on go around. Okay, should be no factor. All right, so we're going to line up. Let's do what we do. Let's be stable, right? I'm going to give you a little more into the wind versus turning.
All right.
And that's because there's nobody on 3-1. So line up. Here we go. Tell me when you think it's going to be right about. I'm going to say I was early. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Down right F set. Coming down. See it splits on its own.
Okay.
Airspeed RPM spot. I'll get slowed down a little more. Airspeed RPM spot. Catch that. Airspeed RPM spot. Bring RPMs back. And then we're going to go in on the runway. There's RPMs are back. Airspeed RPM spot. Airspeed RPM spot. We're just looking for treetop level, right? We're going to treetop level the skid, inch it collective, and now we do our quick step. Nice and smooth, and collective in. And that was beautiful. That was really nice. I like that one. Good. And of course we got that left wind, so that's what you're fighting. Ready to do another one?
All right.
Cool. Paso, Robles traffic, helicopter 3, Charlie Papa on Alpha Taxiway at Echo. We're going to be departing to the north, and we'll do left close traffic Paso. All right, I'm ready when you are. Caution warnings, fuel, engine instruments, wind, traffic, power. I don't know, that guy's going to do a crosswind departure on 19. Nice, pilot, command. One of the risks at this airport is that people will do all kinds of things. In like a 5-minute time, I saw every runway used. It had my attention.
Traffic, Cessna 5 Foxtrot Romeo, turning left downwind for runway.
Coming over here. There it is. There she is.
Oh, okay, wow.
At 900 feet above us, so she's at pattern altitude at least. That's good. Good job. That's one of Air Paso students. She's doing a good job. I do not know what that guy's doing. Is that Piaggio Avanti? Is that what it is with the twin pushers?
I think so.
PA 180 or something? Piaggio PA 180. I think the 180 stands for their landing speed. I don't know. I remember like at SAC exec, they're like, hey, can we, the tower asked him, hey, can you slow up? He goes, nope. I was like, whoa. All right. All right.
Do you used to fly at SAC exec?
I did my instrument rating, airplane instrument there. And it was with, what's the school name? Oh, darn it.
Capital Flyer, something like that.
No, it was the other one. Oh, it'll come to me, I think. I hope. My memory gets better the older I get. It's looking good. I'm good with this downwind. Paso Robles traffic, helicopter 3, Charlie Papa is turning left downwind to Alpha Taxiway, parallel 19. West of our runways, Paso Robles.
Paso traffic, Cessna 5 Foxtrot Romeo, turning left base for runway 31, Paso.
Yep, nice. 16, let's get back to 15. Get out of those airplanes. And then, of course, don't just pitch too much. You got your airspeed. Not too aggressive. It was fine. It was well within the operating limitations. Just a thought. You always know what I'm thinking, because I'm pretty much just talking to you. Isn't that the fun part? You just kind of share your thoughts of what you're seeing. Self-preservation, maybe. I don't know. Hold your altitude and your power. Okay, wait till that looks like a low wing crosses Cherokee something. And that should be good. Well, a little bit longer. Yeah, he'll be no factor. We can turn left now. Paso Robles traffic, helicopter 3, Charlie Papa, left base to final, Alpha Taxiway, parallel 19 from the south, and we'll be west of all runways, Paso. We got the aircraft taxiing on Echo to Foxtrot in sight. We know factor will be behind you.
Paso traffic, this is the 5 Foxtrot Romeo, final for runway 31. Touching down.
Okay. Same thing, if anything, they're there, we'll go past them.
All right.
And we'll go halfway, or we can shoot for the next intersection, really.
All right.
And that's fine, so that's good. We'll line up. And no pitching up, that's looking good. They don't know what they're doing. We got a standoff here.
Robles traffic, Cherokee 38859, crossing runway 01 at the south end, going over to runway 31. That's all.
All right, they're looking good. Everything, airspace is looking good. All right, so let's slide and think right about 3, 2, 1, down right offset.
Piaggio 990 Romeo Sierra.
That is Piaggio.
Caution, runway 19.
Airspeed, RPM
At Bravo
spot.
to runway
Airspeed,
31.
RPM spot.
Paso Robles traffic.
And we're just waiting. Let's get the easy button. RPM back. Let's get our 60. And now we're just waiting. A little bit as fast. That's all right. Now we're just waiting for treetop level, right?
I will get to the other
Treetop
side.
level.
Thank
Waiting
you.
for treetop level. There's treetop level. Level skids. Inch collective. And now pause. Pause. A little early, I think. I think you could have waited just a hair longer. But it was smooth. And it worked good. So in that regard, it was beautiful, right?
That's up for bid, departing 31.
Roll it all the way, and then you would level the skids and slide it on about 3 to 5 miles per hour, right?
Oh, okay.
So we go into this quick, like if you did a quick stop, you'd have to, you came in and then level the skids. Skids have to be level when you touch down in an auto, right? In a real auto. All right, very nice. You want to do another one?
All right.
Yeah, so we got 15 minutes. Let's do another one before you do some more. That's one nice fuel, engine instruments, wind, traffic, power. Paso traffic, helicopter 3 Charlie Papa. We are Alpha taxiway, departing to the north, left close traffic, west of all runways, 5 Foxtrot Romeo inside Paso.
All right.
Got them.
I'll let that aircraft.
Sure, good pilot
go
command
a little
decision
bit.
making. I like it. Sometimes it takes students more to slow down. You can tell the difference. Students like, oh, I got to go before them. A private pilot's like, just wait. Never in a hurry. That seems to be one of the differences. Like, oh, we go, okay.
All right, warning lights.
And now they're going to be climbing. Gosh, one has fuel engine instruments. There you go. Nice transition through. There you go. And then once that right pedal's in, right about there, you're looking outside, and now you get your 60, and we're climbing up. 5 Foxtrot Romeo's in sight. I don't know what Piaggio is going to do. They're not doing a downwind. If they do a downwind, that would be kind of we're going to watch. Hope not. Was it 18 gust into 22 with a tailwind departure? I don't think so.
That's not a good idea.
It doesn't sound very good to me. I was always told less than 10.
The traffic, go to the 5
Let's
Foxtrot
turn
Romeo,
behind
turning
them.
left.
See how there's no movement? Now there's
downwind
movement,
for
and then
runway
once
31.
they're behind us, you turn behind them. Because once there's no relative movement, we're kind of we're going to be below them, and they're faster than us. But just to hedge our bet, you can already tell how I work. I kind of keep the optimum benefit to us. Yeah, you got a beautiful day to come up. I mean, everything's beautiful green.
Oh, I know.
So pretty out. There's our 1500. Just pitch forward, hold your power, and then you can pitch forward. Just cyclic forward just a little bit, turn downwind. Paso Robles Charlie, helicopter 3 Charlie Papa is left downwind. Taxiway Alpha, parallel 19, west of our runways. Paso Robles Charlie. Okay, this one we're going to do a little bit slower, and I want to see if you find this one to be a little more benign. This is just more of an experience, and when we get into the flare, I want you to see how much manifold pressure we use. It's not as much as you would predict. It's what I think you're going to notice. And I'm not telling you to go out and do this and practice. Of course, Autorotations and all that, they want you to. Everybody wants you to practice with an instructor. All that caveat, of course, which is good. That looks good to me.
All right.
Paso Robles traveling helicopter 3 Charlie Papa will be left base to final from the south to taxiway Alpha. We're going to go to taxi. We're going to go to runway 1. We have the taxi and Piaggio inside Paso Robles. Okay, we're going to.
Paso traffic Cherokee 3859, going to take runway
square your base.
31 south departure. Paso.
And Paso Robles traffic helicopter 3 Charlie Papa. Correcting. We're doing base to final runway 1 for stop and go Paso. I just held you off a little bit. Okay.
5 Foxtrot Romeo,
We'll go to the numbers, okay?
Base for runway 31 Paso.
Now we'll line up. Nice square pattern, right? Right around there. Let's straighten this out so we don't scare the Piaggio. I don't know what they're doing. They might be testing. And 3, 2, 1. Down right offset. Now let's slow it down a little more this time. Just nice and slow. We're not in a hurry, right? Slowing it down even more. Slowing it down even more. There's about 48. We want to be above ETL. Look, she just kind of floats down, doesn't she?
Romeo,
It's pretty benign. So we'll get away from those lights. And I want you to watch the manifold pressure, 44 above UTL. Now watch how benign this is. Now we can just kind of, we're not going to flare. Get your manifold pressure.
Romeo doing a takeoff.
Is that nothing?
Wow.
Isn't that great? Isn't that beautiful? It was beautiful, right? I got to do one more of those, I think, and then we'll do some air taxi. What time is it? Oh, 10 minutes. Well, what do you think? Yeah, air taxi or one more of those?
Yeah, air taxi.
Okay, let's get through. That's Robles Chevrolet helicopter 3 out there. Pop us on the go, runway 1, and we're going to be doing some air taxi work between the runways. That's Robles. All right, treetop level between the runways. I'm going to show you a racetrack pattern.
All right.
And the benefit of this is you need to be able to understand how the wind affects you, right?
Yeah.
So we're between the runways. Now you get to recognize that we're downwind. It feels like we're moving because we are if we got 20 knots. So a typical pilot, if they don't pay attention to this, will slow down on downwind, which could be a tailwind problem, right?
Right.
You don't want that. So, and then watch, when we go into the wind, your natural instinct, and we want about treetop level on 40, right?
Right.
So try to see if you can maintain 40. We were speeding up a little. And now go into the wind and watch how your perception is going to change. And your airspeed, go around to the right of that last tree, right here. And then I'm going to give you this racetrack pattern. And then we're going to go outside of that VOR. We're not going to crowd runway 119. All that flowers are pretty. There's my daughter's favorite flower, purple. She says lupin. I just don't know if it is. All right, so here we are. Those guys are no factor. Notice how you slow. You're speeding up. We're at like 70. Try to hold 40 the whole way.
Oh, okay.
And remember, the wind's going to push you, so don't crowd that obstacle right there. Because you're 40 and 40. If that wind's blowing and you don't predict, it'll blow you into the obstacle, won't it? Right. So here you come, and notice how you picked up a little bit. This is also really good. Now you got a crab, right? So let's straighten out crab as we go downwind. If you don't, with this nice crosswind, so we'll go 45, make it easier on you. And now hold your altitude. Now guess what? Try to hold your airspeed as accurate as possible on all this wind condition. And then you're going to go between these and come around. That's our racetrack. We're going to give it a few laps this way.
990 Romeo Sierra.
Notice your climb. Let's come back down. Now this is where you're going to slow down because you're downwind. Notice your slow down. Look at your airspeed. You slowed down. So let's get back up to our 40 there, 40 on the outside, just to give us that. Right around there. Now try to hold your airspeed the whole time. Because you're noticing this is how the wind is pushing you all over the place. And this is so valuable for you to be aware of this if you're maneuvering your aircraft, right?
Right.
And this is also valuable, like you don't want to do a tailwind landing or approach, right? So you want to pay attention. And notice how we slowed down, but your airspeed's looking good. It climbed up. Let's get back down to treetop level. And then look, we're moving. We're doing 45 knots, almost 50. Yeah, we're close to 55 miles per hour, but it doesn't feel like it, does it? No, that's the whole point. We got ground speed and airspeed. Our airspeed's the same, but it doesn't feel like it because you're doing an air taxi with good wind. That's why this is so valuable. Because your perception outside does not match the reality, does it?
Will the pitch attitude stay the same, or does that change?
It should be about the same. Give ourselves a room. Now go ahead and go to the left. And now watch, you're going to have to crab, but watch your airspeed. See if you can hold your airspeed and your altitude. And now see what happens. Oh, we slowed down. There's a Piaggio. Hey, Piaggio, just a quick question. What's your landing speed, please?
Landing speed is 125 knots.
All right, thanks. Yeah, approach about 180.
180, yes, sir.
Oscar Romeo, turning left downwind for
Student,
runway
don't interrupt
31
them.
Paso.
See, all right, let's come before we don't crowd them. And we're not going to crowd them, so let's go between these. Notice how your airspeed, look at your airspeed. You almost got below ETL because you turned it downwind and you didn't catch it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Safe flight. That's what I'm trying to point out is you start turning to downwind and you don't catch it. Now you're in the ETL, LT conversation, right?
Yeah.
Now you're combining them, and you don't want to do that. If you add high density altitude, you're adding another element, right? All right, so we're going to go one lap. I'm going to help you here. I want you to do one lap to the right, and then we'll bring it into the ramp. So go to the right, go to the right here. We're going to do one lap to the right, and that'll be good.
Around the VR?
Yep, go around the VR, and then we'll cross over 119. So you haven't done any right turns, so I want you to get some right turns in. Notice you're like, man, my airspeed's so fast. Notice how as an airman, you're going to be like, okay, how do I perfect my airspeed with this wind? Well, that's the skill you want to develop. And I'm looking at obstacles, I'm looking at the runways. Let's go to the right so we don't worry about that runway. We don't want to crowd our friends. And now we're on downwind. Now see if you can maintain your altitude and your airspeed right here.
Romeo, turning left base.
No, we're not going to go there. We're going to turn early so we don't threaten those guys. Paso, traffic, helicopter 3 Charlie Papa, air taxi between the runways. Going to be crossing 119 midfield to the northwest ramp, past Robles. And so go between these two trees or to the left, whichever you make a decision. Pilot command decision making. And notice your altitude control starting to get a little better. Your airspeed control's getting a little better, but you also notice the difference, right?
Yeah.
Don't get blown into any trees. I'm checking my side. You got anybody on your side?
No.
We'll cross 119 midfield, and we'll go this way. And I'm looking on mine. I'm looking on yours. I'm checking my iPad. And we'll cross over to the northwest ramp. Remember, air taxi is the same way as an approach on a regular. It's the same approach, right?
Right.
So you're still going to do a 10-degree approach. So say we're air taxiing, and our airspeed's 40, 50, whatever. And now we say 40 and 40 is a typical airspeed, but air taxis usually through ETL below 100, right?
Yeah.
And hover taxis below 25 feet, usually below ETL. So now we're going to go to this ramp over here. All we got to do is wait till we get our 10-degree angle, slow down level, and then pick up our 10 degrees, right?
Right.
So we got to come up a little bit without speeding up. And now just remember, you're not in a hurry to scrub, so you just slow down early. You're like, oh, I'm going to slow down. We're into the wind. That was great. If we had more time, I'd turn you around and say, okay, take me to there, and I'd want you to figure out how to get there by going into the wind. A little more of a... that's pretty good. We didn't get our shallow approaches in. This is like I wanted to, but that's okay. Nice approach. We'll go back between the jet rangers. Those tarps are a hazard. I know that they're secured, but if you didn't know, there was a helicopter landing on a boat, and one of the coverings on a life raft or something came off and went into the rotor system. So don't try to remember, you're a pilot. We're not smart, we're lazy, and they should be afraid. Right? So be afraid of things that could happen. Are they likely? Maybe. And we'll slow it down, nice and controlled, nice smooth control, rock solid, and we're going to put our left skid on that yellow line. Tail's clear, now you can walk us forward. And if we had a clear pad, we'd put you on the pad. It just feels different. You ever do any pad landings?
No.
It just feels different. You come back and we get a clear pad, we'll put you on one. Because you're not looking at the ground like we are here. So feel 2 steps, set down, work it 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 down. There you go, nice and smooth. See the cyclic go forward and left? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Okay, collective friction's on, 2,000 RPMs.
That's right.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Excellent job. 2,000 RPM. What we're going to do is let the cylinder head temperature get below 300.
All right.
Go from there, boost pump, you can turn that off. Good. And then if you cyclic, you can put your cyclic frictions on as well. Nice. Very nicely done, Rick. Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Yep, very good pilot. It's nice to see that pilots do a good job. I'm hoping my students still do. I think they do. Of course I'm biased. Very nice. Yep, very nicely done. And, yep, very nice. What do you think about the Schweizer?
I like it.
Good little helicopter, huh?
Yeah.
They're different.
It's cool.
Well, 16,000 Vietnam veterans. That was pretty impressive. I read that like 2 months ago or something, and I was just surprised. I was like, really? That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. Yeah, CHT, we keep it at 2,000. The squirrel cage goes a little faster, a little more air to cool it down. That's all. Yep. Well, very nicely done. How was the drive down?
That's good.
Drive back tonight?
Yeah.
Cool. Did you drive down this morning then?
I drive, yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's what I would have done too. Well, I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, it was.
It was to me. I get to meet a new friend and go flying. Thanks for a hard day, right? All right, blow 300 on the CHT, roll it down into the green. And then once it's into the green, go ahead and disconnect the clutch, declutch it, click, and just leave it down. And then what happens when this separates, it's loosening, you'll see the rotor RPM separate, and the engine wants to creep up, so then you pull it into the spring detent to keep it in the green. Because if you let it, the engine RPM go way high and stays high, then there's nothing on the crankshaft, so the crankshaft will cause problems. So then you got to have it inspected.
We don't like overspeeds.
Turning left.
We don't like any bad things. Well, if it's your helicopter, you want it. I mean, the harder you're on equipment, the less it works. Then you got more maintenance, and as you know, everything goes up. So the more you keep it exactly as the engineers designed it, the more are. So there's 100 RPM. I'm going to turn off our master.
That's flying. That's fun.
That was fun.
That's a good little helicopter, right?
I love it.
It's cool, right? I mean, the windows, I don't know, how do you compare them to the R22? Fresh thoughts.
No, this is different. I feel a lot more, definitely feel a lot more pressure on the pedal.
Oh, so.
There's a lot more, I don't know, feels like more feedback. Like it's harder.
Oh, it's harder. Interesting. Do you think it's because it has more power? Like this, because if you have less power, a smaller tail rotor, you can easily push it around. This one's bigger. I'm asking. That's my biggest guess right now. What are the tailwind limitations on in a little Robbie? I have the manual. Now I got to go look at them. I have a couple manuals at home that I want to look at.
Well, there's a limitation of under 25 knots until you have.
Oh, yeah.
200 hours.
200 hours. See, I can't even fly one. I need like, what, 20, 50 hours just to solo in one? And then I need 200 to instruct in one?
You need 20 to solo.
So I'd have to go get 20 hours to solo.
You have to have the SFAR 73.
That's watching a video though, right?
Well, yeah.
Watch a video, go out with an instructor.
The instructor gives you a sign-off.
I wouldn't do it without one, that's for sure. Autos are pretty benign. Were you surprised at 40? It's like, wow.
Autos are much more benign.
And then the R22?
Yeah. I mean, like, you really have to watch the head speed on an R22. Like, you're
the
adjusting.
RPM's going up and down.
Yeah, you're adjusting the collective all the time.
Yeah.
Like, here, you touch it.
Which is good. I mean, it's like, to me, that tells me the aircraft is designed correctly. And the R22 people, you've trained in it, you're safe in it. Thousands of pilots are trained in it. So I'm not saying it's unsafe. I'm just saying that it's more work.
Yeah.
And, you know, my philosophy on pilots and work. And really, these are just terms to get people to remember things, right? Pilots aren't lazy. They're not dumb. But if you tell somebody that, they'll be like, oh, shoot. And do you ever feel like when you're working too hard, you're like, man, I am really, like, everything's going on all at once. And if that's happening as a pilot, you should recognize when you're really busy as compared to, like, everything's relaxed, comfortable, you check everything, you pick up, okay, crawl out, looking around, go flying. The same thing with an airplane. Okay, you get going, you take off, you crew, okay, check base funnel, do a departure, left crosswind, downwind. You can do it. Now, if something gets busy, like you're looking at this and your altitude's not right and you got more traffic, it's too busy. And you're like, okay, I gotta move or do something because I'm too busy. I don't know. That's a philosophy. Oh, very nice.